Welcome back to the S&T podcast. Today, me and Say are going to go over our NFL predictions for the 2025 season. And I'll let Cezanne get it started here with his predictions starting in the AFC.
Thank you so much, Tom. Welcome back to the podcast. Uh, very excited to get into our NFL predictions this year. We started off with our college football, but NFL, we've got a lot of teams to talk about today, so we're going to get straight into it. We're going to start with our division standing predictions. So we're going to start in the AFC, and I'm going to go east to west. We'll talk about where the teams are going to finish and who's going to be the division winners and the wild card teams. So, starting in the AFC East. Now, last year, the Bills won the division, I believe, for probably the fourth or fifth year in a row. They've been owning that now
Easily. They won it easily.
easily. Ran away with that division last year. No other team really even competed for that spot. So the Bills won the division. Dolphins finished second. Jets finished third. And Patriots finished fourth. Is that correct, Tom?
Yes, sir.
All right. So going from that, not much changes at the top this year. The Bills will continue to own that division. They are one of the best teams in football right now. Josh Allen, of course, leading the charge. The team overall has kind of seemed to come down in talent level a little bit in the last couple of years, losing a lot of big names, Stephon Diggs, guys on defense that they had, like that one safety they had, Tre'Davious White. That he was a long-time safety for the Bills. So they've lost a lot of big names over the last couple of years, but they seem to find a formula that's kept them winning, whether it's the coaching or it's Josh Allen or it's both combined. They seem to have found the recipe. So it doesn't really matter what the supporting cast is anymore. As long as Josh is out there leading the charge and they have a good run game with James Cook, they're going to be just fine. So the Bills win the division once again. This year around, the New England Patriots will finish second, and they will be a wild card team. And hear me out. The Patriots are on the up and coming.
Okay.
Drake May, second year, his first year as a rookie, he took over, I think it was about 6 games into the year. Took over for Jacoby Brissett, who started off the year, and Drake May flourished. He did really well for himself. The Patriots overall did not. The Patriots struggled, had a tough time last year, as Thomas alluded to, 4-13. One of the I do have the 3rd overall pick in the draft, or 4th overall pick, once again, 2nd year in a row. But we are on the up and coming. We have a new coach. We just hired Mike Vrabel, who, as some fans will remember, coached the Tennessee Titans a few years back. He took the Tennessee Titans to the AFC Championship game, and they came up short against the Chiefs that one year. But the fact that he took the Titans to the AFC Championship, where we know where the Titans are now, they're at the bottom now. That in itself is, I believe, enough on his resume to qualify him for this job. And despite the fact that he used to be a Patriots player back in the day, used to play linebacker. Very excited to have Mike Vrabel coming into coaching the New England Patriots. It's a step up in coaching for sure. Drake May in his 2nd year, he should definitely improve. He has a better supporting cast. Talking about Stephon Diggs, he now plays for the Patriots. Signed a couple other guys. Such as Mac Hollins from the Bills. Got a couple good draft picks as well. Got Will Campbell on the line out of LSU. He should improve our O-line that struggled last year. So just an up-and-coming team. And this division is weak. Unfortunately, the AFC East is very weak right now. And other than the Bills leading it, it's kind of wide open for the other 3 teams. So going with my Patriots as the 2nd team in this division, and they do win enough games to make a wild card.
Okay.
So in 3rd place comes the New York Jets. Now the New York Jets are a very interesting team as well. They have a new regime there. So they hired the defensive coordinator from the Lions, Aaron Glenn. He's coming over from Detroit, and he's taking over the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers is gone, of course, and now they have Justin Fields, who they got from the Steelers, who Aaron Rodgers is now playing for. So they kind of basically traded quarterbacks, but Justin Fields comes over to the Jets, and it's just a whole new look for them. And I think that's really good for the Jets because they just needed a a makeover. Like the New York Jets, as we know, have just been struggling for a long time now. Ever since the Rex Ryan, Mark Sanchez days, they just been struggling, and it doesn't really matter who they get there as their coach or who's their quarterback. They just can't seem to figure it out. Well, I'm glad that they finally kind of took it to a new level this time. They're like, okay, we're kind of just going to start all over from scratch. And I think the combination of Justin Fields and Aaron Glenn, it has potential. Now, a lot of people are down on Justin Fields. I see potential in Justin Fields. I saw him play for the Chicago Bears, and I saw him be the best player on the field every time the Bears took the field. He was their best player, and he might have held on to the ball a little long at times. He might have got a little happy feet in the pocket at times, but he is a really good player. He's very talented. He has a rocket arm, and he is also fast as anything. Like he is super fast as well. Um, Honestly, I think he's one of the most like pure talented quarterbacks, and I think he just needs some good coaching, some good guidance, and a good system to help him reach his full potential. So don't sleep on the New York Jets. I'm not sure how good they're going to be this year. I can't give them the benefit of the doubt because they are the Jets. So we got to I believe they still have the longest playoff drought currently in the NFL. Is going on like 15 years or something like that. So it's hard for me to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I think they'll come in third place. And then in fourth place, unfortunately for Miami, the Miami Dolphins, um, a fall from grace from just a couple years ago. I don't know if you remember, just a couple years ago, they were like one game away from winning the AFC East if they could just beat the Bills late in the season.
Right.
And they couldn't do that. They still made the playoffs, but then they ran into the Bills again in the playoffs,
Yeah.
and they just proved that they were not on their level. Um, since then, the Dolphins have kind of been in free fall. I don't know what's going on in Miami, but they're I don't know what they have going on with their players. Their players are unhappy. Their players are complaining about contracts. Their players are leaving. Tyreek Hill is on the way out. Jalen Ramsey, as we saw, already got dished out. So literally, their best two players on the field are about to be gone. Um, Tua Tagovailoa, if you ask me about Tua, I'm not a big fan. I've just never seen I've never seen what other people see in Tua. I mean, when he was at Alabama, yes, he was good, but it's Alabama. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Alabama doesn't
Yeah.
really matter who the quarterback is. You have 5-star talent all around you. So, if you can't work with that, then you're probably not good, right?
Right.
So, Tua was good in college, cool. He was drafted high, cool. He has a big arm, cool. Um, Tua can't stay healthy. He can't. He just cannot stay on the field for 16, 17 games a year. And when you're paying somebody, he's literally one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league, and you're only playing 10 games a year because you're hurt the other 7, 6 games. It's just like, I don't know what they see in him as their quarterback. They seem to have already committed to him, so it is what it is now. But I just don't see it. I don't see how Tua is gonna be able to pull Miami out of this hole because he's not the type of guy that's going to elevate the guys around him. Like he needs help. He
Okay.
needs a good supporting cast. He's not Tom Brady. He's not Josh Allen. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not going to elevate the guys, and he can just have subpar talent around him. He needs talent, and seeing the talent leave the building in Miami it makes me think that Miami is just going to be really bad this year. They're going to struggle. I just don't see how they're going to win a lot of games, and even in a weak division that they're in, I don't see how they compete. I don't see how you compete with the Bills. I really don't see how you compete with the Patriots if the Patriots are good this year, and the Jets as well. But I don't see it for them. I don't have a lot of confidence in Miami, so that's why I have them coming in fourth place. But Tom, give us your AFC East predictions.
Yeah. So I obviously Bills number one. I think Josh Allen kind of runs away with it this year. I forget the lineman's name. He was talking about how good Josh Allen was playing after he found his lady, this, that, and the other. Josh Allen got married in the off season. Congrats. It's going to be one of the teams that my girlfriend is okay with watching this season. We got the Chiefs and we got the Bills. You
I
know,
wonder why. I wonder why.
yeah. Well, that's exactly why. But yeah, so I got Bills in first. Obviously, last year they went 13-4, and a pretty good record at home, 8-0. So I think again the Bills come back. They got a really good fan base going right now. Josh Allen's playing out of his mind. And like you said when you talked about Tua, how guys either they can elevate the people around them or they need people around them to be good. And I think Josh Allen's one of those guys where it's like it's been proven. He lost Stephon Diggs, and everybody said, "Oh, who's he? Who can he throw to? Who's even gonna be a receiver that does this, that, or the other?" And they still win the division, still go 13-4, and then lose in the playoffs eventually. But I think this year is the Bills' year. I kind of say that with hope because I would like to see the Bills win. The four falls of Buffalo. It's like after watching that 30 for 30, it's kind of hard to root against the Bills winning the Super Bowl or winning in general. But it kind of feels like the four falls of Buffalo again. Like just not the Super Bowl, but it's like playoff after playoff after playoff. Patrick Mahomes or somebody gets the best of the Bills, and it's usually the Chiefs. And I feel like we've kind of been watching the four falls of Buffalo because the Chiefs have really been the only team to stop the Bills, and just period in the playoffs, in the regular season. I think the Bills easily win the division. But again, a controversial take maybe, but I think Dolphins find a way to get second. And again, I really like how you talked about the Patriots, and the Patriots are an up and coming team. Really, a good young quarterback, a good young talent. Got Stephon Diggs, got a little bit of experience, stuff like that. I mean, I don't see I guess Dolphins and Patriots, those are pretty interchangeable for me because I like you said with the Dolphins, they have Tua, but they lost some talent. Seems like the players don't exactly want to be there. Some of them aren't very happy, but I think in Miami, I think they get it done. I think they have another 8-9 type of season and just take second place. And then I think the Patriots come in third with like a 7-10 type of record. I think the Patriots definitely step it up from last year's Mike Vrabel, but just having a new coach is always tough, and kind of implementing culture and like finding out the guys that will buy in and the guys that are checked out, stuff like that. I think just with that this year they'll probably take third, but I do think they're up and coming. And then in last I have the Jets, going back down to last place. Just kind of like you said, Justin Fields is a great quarterback, a great young quarterback, especially, which teams usually love. But and they have the Garrett Wilsons and um, oh gosh, the corner. Oh, I had his name in my head. What's his name?
Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner. Yeah, they have a lot of good young talent on that team, but unfortunately, like I just don't know if that franchise will ever come back. The Mark Sanchez butt fumble, it's been downhill ever since then. And so, they
True.
had Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers got, unlucky and just kind of ruined that season, ruined that whole experience for that team for a couple years. And then, you know, forced Zach Wilson into the spotlight, and that didn't work because shocker, young quarterbacks tend to tend to do that when they get forced into the spotlight. But in my opinion, it'll go Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets. But well, that's just what I think for the AFC East.
And I love how you mentioned Zach Wilson for the Jets because I honestly believe that was one of the Jets' worst draft picks of all time. Like I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
And if you remember, that was the COVID year. So that was the year that college football was like not college football.
Yeah, some teams played 10 games, some teams played 10 games, some teams played 7 games, some teams played 2 games, yeah.
Or some teams didn't play at all. There was teams that didn't play a single game that year. So
Right.
it was just a weird year. And then all of a sudden, this hype around Zach Wilson out of BYU because they were beating up on bad teams. They were beating up on Western Michigan and Coastal Carolina. And they're like, oh, look at this guy. He's throwing 6 touchdowns a game. It's like he should be. What? What? He's playing FCS schools every week. Like, what? And then he goes like, what? He went like 3rd overall in the draft.
Oh, yeah, let me check.
It was just a bad year in general because I think that was the same year Trey Lance got drafted out of North Dakota State. So it was just a bad draft year in general, I think. But that honestly set the Jets back like 3 or 4 extra years than they've already been set back. So